Hi, welcome to this course material. First, I will install Visual Studio Code. Let's begin by making sure that Python is properly installed and configured on your computer. On Windows, it is either PowerShell or Command Prompt. On Mac and Linux, it's usually called Terminal. So here on my machine, I'm going to open a terminal window, and then in the terminal window, I'm going to type py version and hit the enter key. And you can see that I'm using Python 3.10 on my computer. Now, if you're on Windows and you didn't get a result that looks like this, the word Python followed by a version number, then you probably got some kind of error message, or the version number you have is less than 3.10. So in either case, that means you need to install the latest version of Python on your machine. So let's go over the Python website. This is the Python website located at python.org. Click on download. There's a link to download the latest version, which is the 3.10.5. For this course, you should use at least 3.9. And you can also see that the downloads page defaults to the version for my operating system, which in this case is Windows. And there are download links provided for a variety of other operation systems. So if you need to download and install it, go ahead and download and then run installer by clicking on this button right here. It's a very simple process and should take only a few minutes to complete. And then go back and try that terminal test again that we did earlier to make sure that everything worked. That's pretty much all you need to do. So once you have got Python installed, you are ready to continue. There are a lot of great tools out there for working with Python programming language, and this course you can use any coder that you want. I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code from Microsoft. It has great support for Python editing, and it's free, and it runs on Mac, Windows, and Linux. It also has a wide variety of plugins available which will help when working with Python. So if you want to use VSCode along with me in this course, then download it from code.visualstudio.com. Click on download button and it will download the proper version for your operating system, and then go ahead and install it. VS Code is not a requirement. You can use any editor you want. So once you have Visual Studio Code installed, launch it, and once it is launched, click on the extensions icon, which is square boxes here, because we're going to install the Python extension. It's the first result, this one right here. You can see it's from Microsoft as written here. On the menu file, new file, if you choose Python file, then you should see over here on status bar the version of Python that the IDE is using. Now, if you don't see this little text label down here in the corner, that's not common, but it might happen. What you can do is use a different way to select the right Python engine. In the View menu, you can choose either the Command Paletter option right here, or you can just type Ctrl, Shift, and P on Windows machine, or CMD, Shift, and P on Mac machine. Then type Python select, and you can see there is an option for Python select interpreter, which is this one. So go ahead and select that one. You will see the same pop-up appear, and then just choose the Python interpreter that your machine has installed, and after you do that, you should be all set. So now let's open up the settings for VS Code in our Windows. You can type Control, comma, on Mac type CMD, comma, and here in the search bar, I'm going to search for preference name executing file dir. And that's this preference right here. Make sure that it's checked and save the preference. It tells VS Code to look in the same directory as the program source file when it needs to work with other files, which we will see later in the course. Alright, that's pretty much. So once you have got VS Code installed and set up along with the preference changes, then you are ready to proceed.